We are back. A good Monday to you, the 15th day of August, 2022. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hey, it's the 15th. Payday. Hey. I don't know what I'm going to do with my $47.19. I'll figure something out. We have a busy show for you today. It was an extraordinarily busy weekend in the newsroom. Way too busy for our taste. Quite frankly, no less than 7 reportable accidents from the Washington State Patrol, including two fatal accidents, one near Coles Corner, the other near Pateras that happened yesterday. They were way too busy, the Washington State Patrol. A lot of news to get to. Not a great deal of it good. Well, it's news. It's a deviation from the norm. It has to be understood there. It's going to get hot, going to get really hot. An excessive heat watch goes into effect tomorrow. It's going to last for the rest of the week probably. Technically, it lasts until Friday evening, but I think it's probably going to last longer than that. We're going to get to triple digits by the time we get to Wednesday, and we're going to be traveling right about that triple-digit temperature right through the rest of the week. This ridge of high pressure is massive, basically over the continental western third of the United States. Forecast details are coming up. The apple sock season came to an end on Saturday night. Bellingham got the best of them. Tough loss for them. And the Mariners lost 2 of 3 to Texas over the weekend. Seahawks had their first preseason game of the year in the Steel City, and we'll have the results from the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval as well. And in case you missed it on Friday, my interview with Erica Moshe, we're going to run it again. She's the executive director of the Brave Warrior Project. Good people doing very good work, filling in some gaps for people who need those gaps filled. I'll leave it at that. They have a big fundraiser coming up next month, just about a month from now. Erica's going to fill you in on those details and the great work that the Brave Warrior Project folks do. We'll air that for you in the back half of the program. It's a comfortable morning. It's 64 degrees before it gets hot. You might want to turn off the AC and open up the windows because it's going to get warm. Let's take our tour around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Just a couple of high clouds out there. It's a little hazy up in the Lake Wenatchee area. Of course, they have what they're calling the White River fires. There's a couple of fires up there in the drainage above Lake Wenatchee. Still some level 3 evacuations in effect. There's mostly cabins, just a few residences up there, and they're not really in grave danger, but we're going to get you up to date on that when we get to the news here in just a little bit. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley, with Wenatchee getting most of the attention from our Wenatchee Heights camera. Camera 2. We're off to see, that looks to be the Lower Navarre, but that's a guess. That is the Lower Navarre. So on your way from Highway 97A to Lake Chelan State Park, that is the highway that you take. It was a beautiful weekend. It was 86 on Saturday with a nice light breeze, 88 yesterday. That's right in that sweet spot, sunny and warm, but not hot with a nice light breeze. Well, starting really tomorrow, a little bit today, but really starting tomorrow, we're going to get just downright hot. Camera 3. Well, that looks to be Lake Aniat / the Columbia River, and by judging at the angle, I want to say that's the Arundel Rock camera, Uriah. It is. There you go. River's still high. It's up there. And it's still a little on the cool side. Good morning to the Columbia River, sometimes called Lake Aniat. I guess when they build a dam like they did with Rocky Reach Dam, and they flood the old town of Aniat, and they had to move the whole town. In exchange for flooding your town, we'll name the back half of the dam after your town. Fair enough. That's the trade-off. Camera 4. Well, that's a beautiful view from, I want to say, the Lower Butte camera overlooking Lake Chelan, which was hopping again. Of course, Lake Chelan has what they call the weekend wakes, or something along those lines. The residences who live along the shoreline know about this. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the water gets real choppy with all of the boats and the jet skis and all that stuff out there. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, it's a little bit calmer as it is right now because there's not a lot of folks out on the water. You can see the Three Fingers and the Sunset Marina and a rather sizable swath of Chelan proper from the Lower Butte. Well, water safety, we're going to bring it up again because a lot of people are going to head right to the water to keep cool. So common sense applies. Again, we don't want to gild the obvious lily, but, drink water even if you're not thirsty. Have something in your stomach. Sunscreen, the heavy-duty stuff. It's going to get hot. It's going to get hot, and it's amazing how many people go out into the water without wearing a life jacket. They think, I'll be fine. I'm a good swimmer. Well, it doesn't take a lot for things to go sideways. So just keep yourself another safe if you're heading towards the water, and a lot of people will be because it's going to get hot. This ridge of high pressure is a big one, and take a look at these temperatures as we head down the week. Again, the excessive heat watch goes into effect Wednesday afternoon. Right now, it's supposed to last through Friday, but as you can see, Saturday and Sunday will still be well in the triple digits. If you're looking for record-breaking high temperatures, our best bets on Thursday, that 105 is right at the record high for Thursday. So 93 today, so we'll be about 5 degrees warmer than we were yesterday. 66 for the overnight low, then a couple more degrees warmer on Tuesday. Then the heat watch goes into effect Wednesday afternoon. To the triple digits we go, and we're going to stay there Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and probably Monday and Tuesday. Again, a little hazy and some patchy smoke along the Cascade Crest because of the fires up in the Lake Wenatchee drainage area, the White River drainage in the Little Wenatchee. So temperatures are going to gradually get warmer and warmer up in Omak, Okinawa, getting out of the Columbia Basin. You can take those temperatures and add a couple more degrees because you are always a little bit warmer than that. Get ready for some hot temperatures. And again, this ridge is not only huge, but it's going to gain in strength throughout the course of the week and really right into the weekend. Once we get to those triple digits, it's going to stay there for a while, quite a while, maybe 7-8 days of triple-digit high temperatures. Almost 7 minutes after the hour, going to take a break, and then we're going to have a lot of news for you on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, this is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We carry the latest in quality children's wear like Riley and Crew, Kite Baby, Little Sleepies, and more. Come visit us for mommy and me styles, diaper bags and strollers, and great books and toys for all ages. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
.65 degrees in downtown Wenatchee with quite a bit of sunshine, just a few clouds popping up here and there. Into the 90s today, mid-90s tomorrow. Triple digits greet us on Wednesday, and it's going to last triple-digit high temperatures in the afternoon starting Wednesday and probably lasting into the early part of next week. An extended heat wave is coming our way. Let's start with this story. A 40-year-old Leavenworth man was killed last night on Highway 2, 3 miles south of Coles Corner, when the motorcycle he was riding was struck by a vehicle that was passing traffic. The Washington State Patrol reports that around 9:30 last night, a westbound 2021 Infiniti Q50 sedan was traveling in the eastbound lane, attempting to pass traffic when it collided with a 2022 Kawasaki motorcycle that was traveling eastbound. The driver of the Kawasaki was pronounced dead at the scene. His name is being withheld pending notification of next of kin. The driver of the Infiniti, 49-year-old Philem Anthony Gayan of San Jose, California, faces numerous charges, including vehicular homicide. 2 passengers in the Infiniti, also from San Jose, were transported to Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth. Highway 2 was closed for 4.5 hours following that accident. A head-on collision just outside of Pateros claimed the life of a Pateros man. This happened late yesterday afternoon. According to the Washington State Patrol, the unidentified driver of a 2016 Ford EcoSport was traveling southbound on Highway 153 1 mile west of Pateros at about 5:30 yesterday afternoon when apparently it crossed the center line and struck a 1996 Ford F-250 pickup being driven by 49-year-old Jason N. Dixon of Enumclaw. The driver of the EcoSport was transported to Three Rivers Hospital in Brewster, where he later died. Dixon was also taken to Three Rivers Hospital with undisclosed injuries. The identity of the dead driver is being withheld while next of kin is being notified. However, the State Patrol said the deceased was not wearing a seatbelt. The driver of a vehicle that left Highway 97A and went into the Columbia River on Sunday morning was able to escape with minor injuries. Before it went into the river, at about 11:25 in the morning yesterday, the southbound car ignited a small brush fire, and the highway between Wenatchee and Antioch was closed for about 45 minutes. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber said the driver, 24-year-old Joshua Martinez of Lakewood, will be cited for reckless driving. Weber said divers were able to attach a hook to the submerged vehicle and float it to Lincoln Rock State Park. A 71-year-old Olympia woman was hospitalized Sunday morning when the motorcycle she was riding collided with another motorcycle that had slowed for traffic on Highway 97A, just north of Wenatchee. The Washington State Patrol said Sally J. Walker was transported to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee with undisclosed injuries. The accident happened at about 11:35 in the morning, about 6 miles north of Wenatchee. Traffic was slowed after that vehicle leaving the roadway and went into the Columbia River, that story that we just talked about. That slowed traffic down, and that's when this accident happened. The driver of the other motorcycle, 57-year-old Carrie L. Simmons of Ridgefield, not injured. Washington State Patrol said Walker's Honda struck the front tire of Simmons' motorcycle. Walker was then ejected from the motorcycle. However, the State Patrol said her injuries are serious but not life-threatening. All right, to the fires we go. Evacuation notices are still in place for areas near the White River fire that's burning above Lake Wenatchee. Level 3 Get Out Now notices issued Saturday afternoon for Sears Creek, and Level 2 evacuation notices were issued for White River Road, and Level 1 notices for the Little Wenatchee Road. The lightning sparked fire has burned about 340 acres of heavy timber. A Type 3 incident management team has been assigned to that fire and the nearby Irving Peak fire. There were about two of about a dozen fires that were ignited by lightning Wednesday night and Thursday morning of last week. The Irving Peak fire has burned about 150 acres. Chelan County Emergency Management said of the Level 3 evacuations, impacts about 136 structures, mostly residences and cabins. Crazy commute on Friday afternoon throughout the Wenatchee Valley. It got to be a mess. Apparently, a man climbed to the top of the Senator George Seller Bridge on Friday afternoon. The 32-year-old man, who was known to local law enforcement for past mental issues, climbed up the girders of the Columbia River Bridge at about 3:45 in the afternoon. He managed to reach the peak of the structure, and then he stood for the better part of an hour, police and intervention specialists urging him to come down. The incident forced the closure of the Senator George Seller Bridge in both directions during the Friday afternoon rush hour. At about 4:40 in the afternoon, the man climbed down, was taken into custody without incident. Police said he was taken to Central Washington Hospital for assessment and will likely face a citation of trespassing and disorderly conduct. And finally, we learned last week of the death of Carmen Louise Bossenbrock. You might remember Carmen, who was 94 years old, a Dryden orchardist and a physical therapist. She became a central figure in battling the Wenatchee Valley polio epidemic of the 1950s and the 1960s. In her retirement, she was an energetic member of the Wenatchee Rotary, which has led an international campaign to eradicate polio. Ms. Bossenbrock was interviewed by our very own Jefferson Robbins about 5 years ago. Here's a portion of that interview.
Graduating in 1953, Carmen found herself in the midst of a polio outbreak.
Mother was keeping me informed about the polio cases, and when I graduated, I started working with Bill Smith, who was the physical therapist at the Deaconess Hospital. And so I got in the thick of working with polio patients, as well as when he left in about 55. I was the only physical therapist then between Seattle, Spokane, the Canadian border, and Yakima. And that was a busy time. My license number is 134. 134. And I'm sure it's over 12,000 now.
The hospital worked to recruit as many students as they could to enroll and train in physical therapy programs. Physical therapy is a key to polio recovery. The virus weakens and paralyzes limbs, and without stimulation and exercise, the immobility can become permanent. Carmen treated hundreds of patients, most of them children. Soon the patients kept coming, with another surge of polio breakouts in the early 60s, and Carmen was exhausted.
I never counted. I never checked in or out. I just worked. Sometimes I stayed overnight while pushing 2 treatment tables together. And it was a busy time.
Carmen found she needed therapy herself and began using her time in the orchard as a break from her work at the hospital. The property she shares with her brother Bill has trees dating to 110 years old, and this year produced the best crop she's ever seen. The work in the orchard was much needed, she says, because at the hospital, the epidemic was hitting hard.
In 1963, I was so tired from working so hard with no help that I almost felt like I didn't want to touch another patient, and then my uncle offered to sell the place to me, and that was the best therapy I had, was working in the orchard. That was weekends and evenings and so on. That was my therapy. I talked to the trees. The orchard is my church, you know.
And now you're in the loop on what's making news on this Monday. It will be a busy day in the newsroom. It already has been. And we barely warmed up our computers. The news will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Grant is back from his mini vacation. Eric is back from Pittsburgh doing the Seahawks radio broadcast. And with a preview of tonight's news, here's Jefferson Robbins.
Good morning, Dan. Jefferson Robbins here at the NCW Life Evening News Desk. Get a good look at me now. Drink me in, because you won't see me later. Grant Olson will be back in this chair tonight with news stories including how your local representatives in Congress voted on the Inflation Reduction Act. That's a major piece of legislation designed to address climate urgency, change the way drug pricing is handled, and raise the tax on corporate income. And weatherman that he is, I'm sure Grant will have a thing or two to say about our latest oncoming heat wave. That, plus Eric Granstrom with sports, right here, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then.
Thanks, Jefferson. If you got a news tip, we'd love to hear from you. You can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or go to our brand new homepage and click on the Contact Us icon. Whatever it takes, we're here for you. After a break, we'll talk about Mariner baseball, Apple Sox baseball, Seahawks football, and what happened over the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval over the weekend. The obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and a re-airing of my interview with the Brave Warrior Project folks. It's all coming up. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Click It RV, we're overstocked on inventory and need to make room for brand new models on our lot. Between our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, and Milton Freewater, we have hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and RVs that have to go. With low payments, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days, you'll want to hurry in today while the best floor plans are still available. Come check out the Overstock Liquidation Sale, going on now at Click It RV.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
19 minutes after the hour of sports, the Mariners dropped 2 of 3 to the Rangers over the weekend in Arlington. Yesterday's final was 5-3. It looked a little sloppy. They looked a little tired because they had their chances, a lot of chances, as a matter of fact. The Rangers cashing in on walks, wild pitches, and timely hitting. It was a come-from-behind victory for Texas.
Haggerty through the hole. Base hit. JP coming around. The throw. Offline, 1-0 Mariners. Sam Haggerty ringing the bell again, getting the Mariners going this Sunday afternoon.
of being a little bit more aggressive.
This one lined into left. That's a base hit for Thompson. Low scores. Here comes Valoria. The throw's cut off. Thompson drives in a pair, and the Rangers have their first lead of the game.
Out of the reach of Seager. Got a tie ball game. Mitch Haniger. Man, oh man, is it great to have him back. 1 for 3 today since his return from the IL.
Here's the 0-2. In the dirt, and that one gets away. It'll get a run to the plate. Low around third. He'll take a look, but he holds. How about that? With 2 strikes and 2 outs, a wild pitch gives the Rangers a 3-2 lead.
3-2 lead for the Rangers. Bouncing ball. Seager got rid of it quickly, and it gets away. JP scores. Tie ball game. Demo to third.
2-1. And this ball lined to center field. That's a base hit. It gets Seager to the plate, and the Rangers are back in front. El Bombi delivers again. It's 4-3.
But nevertheless, back in scoring position.
Ooh, this one in the air left field. Haggerty angling back, leaps. It's over his head. Bounces up over the wall. It's a Buck Rule double for Lowe. The Rangers add another run, and it's 5-3. Clerks 2-2, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Haniger strikes out. This one is over, and the Rangers have taken a series from Seattle. 5-3, our final score.
Matt Brash took the loss in relief for the Mariners. The Mariners dropped to 62-54 on the season. Manager Scott Service said all the credit goes to the Rangers.
They outplayed us. Last 3 innings of the game, Spores came in, shut us down offensively, and they got some big, the 2-out rally there in the 7th was the deciding factor. But I thought Logan threw the ball pretty good. Obviously, the 5 walks, not ideal, not as sharp as we've seen, but he battled through it. Gave us a chance. Good 6 innings into the game, and Matt Brash has been throwing the ball so well. I don't think he threw the ball bad today at all. He gave a double to Seager, who's a really good player, and the middle of their lineup, and with Garcia behind it, but the middle of their lineup, gave us trouble here all series. Those guys really swung the bat well, and previous series against them, we've been able to shut them down, and it just didn't happen down here. So we've got to regroup, go over to Anaheim, get back on track. Offensively today, obviously it was a struggle. We got the pitch count up on Martin Perez, but between Martin and Spores, we struck out too much. We struck out 13 times today. It really stalls rallies. You can't get much going, and then that was kind of the story of today's game.
Road trip for the Mariners continues. They're in Anaheim to take on the Angels. 6:48 first pitch on Root Sports Northwest. To the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. Houston wrapped up a weekend sweep of Oakland Sunday with a 6-3 win over the A's. Alex Bregman led the way for the Astros. He had a home run, a double, and 3 RBIs. And the Angels edged the Twins in Anaheim on Sunday 4-2. Shohei Ohtani again scoring a run. Drove in another. To the wild card standings we go. The good news, nobody else in the American League wild card chase did any better than Seattle over the weekend. Front leading Toronto still only holds a game lead over the Mariners. They lost to the Guardians on Sunday, 7-2. Tampa Bay remains a half game back of Seattle after a 4-1 win over Baltimore. The Orioles are a game and a half back. The White Sox beat Detroit 5-3 to remain tied with Minnesota, 2 games back of the final wild card playoff spot. The Apple Sox season came to an end on Saturday night in the West Coast League's North Division Championship game. They lost to Bellingham 4-2. Wenatchee had an early lead. They out-hit the Bells, as you can see there, 10-4. But as we hear from our good friends Storm and Joel Norman, it was a case of missed opportunities and some bad defense.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox 2022 season came to an end with a 4-2 loss to the Bellingham Bells on Saturday night at Joe Martin Field. Wenatchee out-hit Bellingham 10-4, but could not overcome stranding 10 men on the base paths. Wenatchee had 4 extra base hits, including a triple by Joichiro Oyama in the 3rd inning to get them on the board first. They would give up a pair of runs in the 6th inning, a couple of errors leading to those. Jack Moffett was brilliant otherwise, just the 2 unearned runs in 6 innings of work, a season best for the right-hander from Gonzaga. Wenatchee would get a tying run in the 7th inning. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Adam Foss will put down a suicide squeeze bunt and would reach on an infield single but Wenatchee would not get any other runs after that and stranded the bases loaded in the 7th inning. A pair of walks in the 8th inning set up the Bells to take the lead, and that is what they would do. A 2-out RBI double by Toussaint Bytewood off of the glove of Apple Sox right fielder Stephen Meyer scored both runs and gave Bellingham the lead and eventual 4-2 victory. The Bells take on the Corvallis Knights on Monday night in the West Coast League Championship game at 6:35 p.m. at Goss Stadium. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
As Joel mentioned, it will be the Bells and the Knights of Corvallis in the West Coast League Championship game tonight in Corvallis. The Knights punched their ticket, a hard-fought 5-2 victory over Ridgefield on Saturday. Kiko Romero had a 2-run base hit in the first inning. Briley Knight had a 2-run base hit in the second for Corvallis. The Knights built the lead, and they would not relinquish that lead. So the West Coast League Championship is tonight. Winner take all, one game, Goss Stadium, Coleman Field in Corvallis, the Knights in Bellingham at 6:35. Seahawks 0-1 in the preseason, 32-25 the final at Pittsburgh on Saturday. Seattle had a chance for the win in the closing seconds, but the Steelers strip-sacked Drew Lock, recovered the fumble, and sealed the win with 3 seconds to go. We get more from our very own Eric Granstrom, who was in Pittsburgh and has this wrap-up.
Well, the Seahawks are 0-1 in the preseason after falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road on Saturday night here at Acrisure Stadium by a final of 32-25, but not for a lack of effort, that's for sure. Geno Smith led the offense in the first half and Drew Lock in the second half. So who's in the lead after one game as far as the quarterback competition is concerned? Well, I think it's still a coin flip. You got the two quarterbacks. Geno Smith on the game was 10 of 15 for 101 yards and an 85 quarterback rating. Drew Lock, 11 of 15 for 102 yards, a 131 quarterback rating. But as the Seahawks got the ball in the closing seconds with a chance to get a field goal to win it with a game tied at 25, Lock hit from behind, fumbled the football, and that basically was the game. The Steelers were able to get a couple of first downs and get a touchdown with 3 seconds left to win it 32-25. DJ Dallas did well rushing the football on Saturday night with 10 rushes for 73 yards. He also caught a ball for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And Derek Young, 4 receptions, 30 yards, and a touchdown as well, as he looked good in his rookie debut. So still a question remains. Quarterback? Don't know. Got to find out more on Thursday when the Hawks return home at Lumen Field to host the Chicago Bears. Again, the final here from Pittsburgh on a really nice night, aside from the leaf blowers in the background. 32-25, Pittsburgh comes out on top. With your Seahawks report here in Pittsburgh, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life Channel.
Thanks, Eric. We'll have more from Pete Carroll and Drew Lock and Geno Smith and their orchestra in tonight's evening news. Beautiful night of racing at the WVSO. Couldn't have been a more perfect night to drive fast and turn left. Terry Halverson taking advantage of a late caution flag won the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Model Main Event. Wenatchee's Jay Evans second. Okanagan's Evan Getz finished third. Malaga's Josh Musgrove claimed his second straight main event with the Dixie and Air Conditioning Thunder cars. Moses Lake's Brad Morrison was second. And South Cle Elum's Andrew Aper third. I didn't even know there was a South Cle Elum. Big field in the Angel Bell Bonds Bandoleros class, so they split it up. They had 2 main events, actually. Winner of the A main was Post Fall, Idaho's Sidney Hamlin. The B main went to Afreitas Cannon DeLong, who outdueled his brother Caleb for the checkered flag. Olympia's Garrett McLeese took the win of the WMRA Midgets main event. Spokane Valley's Mark Atkinson second. Spanaway's Tony Solomon third. We were supposed to be at the Super Oval on Saturday night, but as you know by now, we have the excessive heat watch. It's just too darn hot for us to do it. Our equipment does not like it when it's 101 degrees outside. It has a tendency to go to sleep and not wake back up again. So you're going to have to go get your tickets in person, WVSO.com. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. It's the bottom of the hour. On this 15th day of August, I had 4 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Leathercraft Day. Today is National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. Today is Liechtenstein National Day for all you Liechtensteiners out there watching the show out there in Europe. This is your day. But today is National Relaxation Day. Today, dog days of August. That's as good a time as any as I can think of to kind of tune back and relax. A recent study, I read about this over the weekend, shows that 64% of people who meditate, who practice meditation, lower their blood pressure to the point where after 3 months of meditation, they don't have to take blood pressure medication anymore. That's pretty darn impressive. Relaxation, of course, leads to better mental health. It leads to better physical health. It improves your memory. As I already mentioned, it's good for your blood pressure. It improves your mood. The immune system gets a boost from relaxation, and believe it or not, relaxing improves productivity. Now, I know it sounds counterintuitive. How can relaxing improve productivity? But studies show, but if you give employees a little bit of a downtime during the course of the workday, they are more productive. It recharges the batteries. Happy National, that's a cute picture. Happy National Relaxation Day today. I practice it every day. Today in history, August 15th, 1939, 83 years ago today, The Wizard of Oz premieres at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood, California. When it first came out in 1939, it did not make a profit for MGM. Remember, it cost a lot of money to make The Wizard of Oz. During its initial theatrical run, The Wizard of Oz actually lost money for MGM, but after theatrical re-releases and then television broadcasts and now home video, The Wizard of Oz is the most watched movie ever. I don't know anybody who's never seen The Wizard of Oz. It's the most watched movie in film history. Makes sense. Hit theaters on this date, August 15th, 1939. August 15th, 1945, 77 years ago today, we win. Dropped the atomic bomb, nothing from Japan. Dropped another atomic bomb, nothing from Japan. Finally, Emperor Hirohito said, I guess we're done with this. Emperor Hirohito addresses the people of Japan and say, we're done, we're surrendering, the war is over, we win. 77 years ago today. This is the 60th anniversary of a watershed day in rock and roll history. On August 15th, 1962, having decided the day before that they were going to fire their drummer, Pete Best, John Lennon and Paul McCartney hopped in their car and drove from Liverpool to Skegness to ask Ringo Starr to quit Rory Storm and the Hurricanes and become the full-time drummer for the Beatles. Now, Ringo said, I got to think about this because I'm making $20 a week, which is really good money as a professional musician. I got a steady job with Rory. I don't know if this is a good idea. And John and Paul said, we're going to pay it $25 a week, Ringo. And by the way, we have a recording contract with EMI. Ringo thought about it and said, yeah, I'll shave my beard, cut my hair, and sign on the dotted line. And he did. Speaking of the Beatles, this is the 57th anniversary of Stadium Rock. The Beatles perform at Shea Stadium in Flushing, Queens, New York, for the first time ever in a big, ginormous outdoor stadium. Rock and roll comes. About 60,000 people or so showed up. Couldn't hear anything. They brought in a custom PA equipment, and that didn't work particularly well, so they just used the in-house PA system at Shea Stadium. Nobody could really hear anything. The Beatles, by the way, were paid $160,000. They were on stage for about 35 minutes, which was normal at the time. They were paid $160,000, so it came out to about $100 a second while they were on stage. So the Beatles at Shea Stadium, 57 years ago today. 53 years ago today, the Woodstock Music and Arts Fair opens in Bethel, New York on Max Yersger's dairy farm. 1969, 53 years ago today. 200,000 showed up initially. Eventually, they had about 450,000 showing up to see Woodstock and participate in the festivities, if you will. Woodstock opened 53 years ago today. And boy, you talk about carrying a grudge. 7 years ago today, August 15th, 2015, North Korea moves its clock back 1/2 an hour just so they wouldn't be with the same time as South Korea. I kid you not. They moved their clock back 1/2 an hour so they wouldn't be on the same time as South Korea. It lasted about 3 years, and they said this is stupid, and they went back to their regular time. Now that's weird. That's North Korea. Birthdays at 35 minutes after the hour. Napoleon Bonaparte, born in the state in 1769. By the age of 30, he was the undisputed ruler of France. He controlled all of continental Europe by the time he was 40 years old. Then he made two really big mistakes. Number one, he closed all of continental Europe's ports to Great Britain, figuring he'll just strangle Great Britain to death economically because it couldn't attack them militarily, and it had the exact opposite effect. All the people in continental Europe really liked some of the stuff that the British made. Now they couldn't get their hands on it anymore. Oops. And of course, Napoleon decided to take on Russia, which was also a bit of an oops. Napoleon Bonaparte. They still study his military moves today. Born in the state in 1769. Ben Affleck is 50 years old today. He went out with J-Lo, and then he didn't, and now they're married. And also he dabbles in acting and screenwriting when he's not busy getting married to Jennifer Lopez. Happy 50th to Ben Affleck. 36 minutes after the hour, an opinion from my Mad Dog Minotti. And if you missed my interview with Erica Moshe of the Brave Warrior Project, these are good people doing important work. Erica is going to fill you in on the details you need to know, including their fundraiser coming up. Erica will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel. Brian's Pizza and Bowling is changing their name to That Pizza Place. Now, there's still your same favorite locally owned family pizza and bowling center, That Pizza Place. Come hang out in downtown Cashmere.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact, reduced our total energy output, and we have found better ways to repurpose our resources. Our smart dealership was built with sustainability in mind from the ground up, meaning no wasted power, water, or other precious resources. In this beautiful valley, we live here, we work here, we play here, and we are here to serve you, whether it's taking care of our environment or providing you with a new or used vehicle or servicing your current one. We are proud to be a green dealership, and at Apple Valley Honda, we are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
I told you, knock it off!
End the cycle. Call SAGE, Safety, Advocacy, Growth, and Empowerment. Get private, anonymous counseling. Learn how SAGE can help you. Receive legal assistance and protection. SAGE also offers a safe place for you and your children. Of course, a hug from Hank always helps. SAGE can help you move on with your life. Call SAGE today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I recently read a book, Psycho USA by Harold Schechter. Now, this book discusses real but little known American serial killers from the period of 1782 to 1961. Now, although the term serial killer didn't come into vogue until the 1960s, Schechter presents case after case, which shows that serial killers have been a part of American society since the beginning of the society. Schechter suggests that also firearms have made murder of multiple individuals more efficient. Serial killers of our past have simply used the current technology of their time, such as hatchets, which seem to have been very popular, to commit their multiple murders. Schechter also argues convincingly that individuals committing these acts were what is responsible for the crimes they committed, that they were responsible for the crimes they committed, not the tools they use. And I have to say I agree as best as possible. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Flowers are fighters. That's why the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of them. Because flowers find a way to break through. Just like we will. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
We are back here at Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're on the campus of the Brave Warrior Project here in downtown Wenatchee, back again for the second year. It was about a year ago that Erica and I visited to talk about the Brave Warrior Project. Erica, introduce yourself to our television family, please.
Thanks for coming again. I'm Erica Moshe, and I'm the executive director and founder here at the Brave Warrior Project. We were founded in 2017 My son was diagnosed with autism, and he's pretty severely impacted by his autism diagnosis. And there were really limited resources here locally, and we were basically told we'd have to move if we wanted to get him services he needed.
And you didn't want to move?
We did not want to move. I was born and raised here. I've got family roots here, very close with my family, and it was the only support we really had. And so, you know, raising a child with unique needs, you really need that support. And so we didn't want to move, and so we chose to travel, and we had the ability to travel for services, which we were really thankful for. And we started seeing a huge difference in how Andrew was interacting and just his ability and gaining skills that we didn't have access to here. And so when we felt like we were in a position that we could work on helping bring some of those resources to the community, we had decided, you know, a nonprofit was the best way to go. One of the flip sides to that, it's kind of a weird talking about it, is we also work with kids with chronic illness and cancer here locally, which is a big part of what we do. It oftentimes goes not as noticed as like our physical programs, but we provide financial support to families that have children battling cancer and chronic illness over at Seattle Children's or Sacred Heart, and we also provide gas cards. Especially, you know, right now gas prices are pretty expensive, and it's pretty, it's a barrier for families to have to be able to fill up their gas tank and head over to Seattle, Spokane for appointments. They have to stay the night, so they have hotel costs. And so we really just work hard to eliminate barriers for children with disability, chronic illness, and cancer in our small town areas. And those are some of the ways we do that.
And for reasons unknown, well, they're working on it, but scientists can't seem to figure out why autism is on the increase rather dramatically, especially in the last 20 years or so. They have a general idea, but nobody really knows why autism seems to be more prevalent than it used to be.
Yes, it definitely is. And yeah, I think it's, you know, one of those $1 million questions that everybody's trying to figure out. I think the biggest thing is, you know, being able to access resources early and opportunity, and families that have children with autism, you know, especially at the level of impact my son's at, they experience isolation. You know, they don't get to just necessarily go out into the community because of safety concerns, just because of, you know, like my son's ability to access his community and not necessarily having some of the things that he could do that successfully within our community has been a little bit of a barrier that we've been able to work on here. We've partnered with several local community businesses to help increase that access so there is less isolation. We partner with Riverfront Rock Gym, Eastmont Parks and Rec, Confluence Health, Seattle Children's. I mean, we're a Chief Fitness Boxing. Like anybody that really is willing to learn and provide access, we go to, and we've been really supported. And I think our start in 2017, there was one program that we're aware of called the Parent to Parent program. And they just provided support mainly for families, and they'd match you with another family, but there really wasn't anywhere for these families to go and to access. And so since our start in 2017, we had that Parent to Parent program. Now we have social programs. We have a therapeutic recreation program. We have social programs. We have play opportunities, art. We now are the sponsoring agents for the Parent to Parent program, which was there. So we have a Parent to Parent coordinator here. And like I said, we have all those partners within the community. So we've really opened up access to our families that we serve and our community members, and most importantly, the warriors we serve.
It's funny because we got here a little bit early, and man, am I glad we did. We got to meet some of the kids and interact with some of the kids. They don't seem real isolated to me. They seem to really like it here.
So it's interesting that you say that. So the program that you were able to join and see is our adult enrichment program, and that actually was a pilot program this summer. Originally, with our start in 2017, we focused on younger, so 0 to 21, because that's what my child, he was in the younger years, and I didn't know the adult world really. And so we started a respite program in mid-COVID. We started a respite program, which is planned temporary care for caregivers and families. And we realized how great that was, but some of our participants, it was for 3 to 21. And so some of our participants were aging out, and they were like, well, what are we going to do? And I was like, like, oh, that's a great question. And then we had a mom of a participant who aged out, was over 21, ask if we had ever considered doing any adult type services. And so I just had suggested that we put together a team and we send out a survey and see what the need was. And we had about 175 participants or family caregivers fill out the survey, and it was shocking. Over 60% of those that filled out the survey said that they were sitting at home, no employment. They were just sitting at home all day long. And so, after that 21, when you transition out of school, you want to belong and you want employment, but unfortunately,
at that point, the state's legal obligation to take care of the children ceases, and
Exactly.
you're kind of on your own.
Yep. And so, these families that were supported up until 21, now it's like there's nothing. And so, with those survey results, we were like, how can we help fill that gap? And the adult enrichment program was developed, and we'll continue it all year round. It's been successful. We have a wait list. We really believe in building a quality program that's meaningful to the people that participate. And so we worked really hard on that, and given that it was a pilot program, we started with 8. I think we're up to 9, and as we're able to grow and add staff and provide that quality that we really strive for, it'll probably stay right around that number until we can build it up. So,
well, you mentioned staff and people and money. How does the Brave Warrior Project fund it? How do you keep the bank account on the black side of things? How does that work?
Yeah, so we've been pretty fortunate to have the community embrace us, but we rely on grants. Our fundraising is a big part of why we're able to do what we do. So grants, fundraising, things like that, community support, sponsorships. Those are our main source of funding.
And the occasional auction in mid-September. Let's transition to that. That's the big one.
Yes.
That's the big wing-ding in September.
It's our first in-person auction. The last 2 years we held a virtual auction, so we're really excited. It's going to be an outdoor event that has a view of the enchantments. There's a beautiful barn. We're really excited about that on September 17th from 6 to 9. It's at the Easy Street Loft, 1105 Easy Street Loft, and that's just right off of Easy Street in Sunny Slope. We're hoping to sell out 200 tickets. We're about halfway there, last I checked, and so we're really excited for this in-person event.
Is there a theme, or is it show up, have some food, have some adult beverages, buy some things that have been donated by local businesses, and have a good time? Is that essentially it?
Yeah, so it's called Shine a Light. We really want to focus on shining a light on not only our participants and staff, but also our community who has supported us. And so the theme is Shine a Light. We're actually going to have dinner. We'll have open bar.
Catered dinner.
Yes, yeah. So it'll be
that
open
means
bar.
She's not cooking, so
exactly.
We'll be okay there.
And it's going to be tacos, which is great. It's a really great catering by Salvador, so we're really excited.
And it's in person, too.
In person. Yeah. Oh, we're really excited about that.
You're on a slightly different subject. The location here is the old Wenatchee World Printing Press building, and you've been tenants of the Woods family for many, since you got here. The Woods family sold, of course, the campus here on Mission Street downtown. So, real briefly, Erica, you're looking for a new home, aren't you?
We are. We're looking for a new home. The building has sold, and so we're out there in the community trying to find a place that we'll be able to offer multiple programs. That's been a little bit limiting in a very large open space. We can only offer one program at a time, and so we're looking for a space that has a few different rooms in it, so we can offer multiple programs at one time, because our wait lists are pretty big. So we're looking all over. It's been pretty limiting. There's not much out there. So yeah, if you know of anything coming up or hear of anything, we would love to hear about that.
It's one thing to have Erica invite everybody out to the auction, but we also got the kids to do a little inviting as well. So let's roll that footage real quick.
Buy tickets for the auction! You have to buy tickets! You have to buy tickets for the auction!
Woohoo!
You have to buy tickets!
Saturday, September 17th is the big auction. You go, what did I do? I typed in Brave Warrior Project and your ad just right there, front page in Google. Click on the website, you see the auction, it's all right there. A lot of great informative stuff too.
about your organization.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've got some great auction items, and it tells all about what we do and how we do it. I always say the impact is really coming and seeing what we do in person. I can talk about it all day long, but actually meeting our participants, which you'll get to see, is our why, and that's a big part of what we do because of that excitement and that joy and that meaningful relationship building that we're bringing to all of these participants, and decreasing isolation for families, and we're doing really good work that I'm really proud of. So
what's a good day for Erica? We'll close with that. What's a good day for you when you turn off the lights at the Brave Warrior Project and walk out the door? What's a good day?
A good day is just this, exactly what we experienced today. Everybody's leaving happy, they're excited. That's our why. That's why we do what we do, and just having participants in here and having programs and amazing staff and volunteers and interns, I always walk out smiling.
If you need more help on the auction, let me know.
Awesome.
Date a local television celebrity or something like that. What would that go for?
Oh, that's actually, you know what? I think I'm going to add that to the list. That's a great idea.
Don't even go there, Erica. Any help you need from us, we're more than happy to, all right?
Thank you so much.
All right, yep. Don't forget, September 17th, write it down and help these good people out. We want them to stay here and continue to do the good works that they do. And you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
For more than 56 years, Crown Furniture and Mattress has been serving North Central Washington with the same principles we were founded on, offering the best quality, great value, incredible comfort, honesty, integrity, and of course, made in the USA. Because so much of our inventory is made in America, it has alleviated a lot of the shortages companies are experiencing nationwide. We are overstocked and ready to deliver. So stop by and see us today or visit us online at www.crownfurnitureandmattress.com.
I'm Brian Thorpe, and I'm proud to say that Global Car Care is growing. We always do the right thing, and because of that, we're busy, and it's time to hire an experienced automotive technician. We spend as much time with our coworkers as we do our own family. I want them to understand they're not a number here. They're a person with a family, and I want them to be part of this family too. Do you want an owner that understands and respects what you do every day? I'm that guy. Our compensation is the best in the area. I want you to have your career with us.
Welcome to Bubbly by Cake Chick, where friends come to relax and reconnect. Enjoy delicious lunches, decadent desserts, classic champagne, and bourbon tastings. Make every day an occasion when you join friends at Bubbly by Cake Chick on Riverside Drive in Wenatchee.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Uh, 58 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, 68 degrees outside of our studios. I hope you had a chance to get out and enjoy what was a beautiful weekend. Sunny, about 86 was the high on Saturday. On Sunday, we got up to 88. We're going to get a little bit warmer than that today, and then it gets uncomfortable. An excessive heat watch goes into effect Wednesday afternoon. Right now, it is due to expire on Friday night, but the National Weather Service has already issued the fact that they may be extending that excessive heat watch through the weekend because this ridge of high pressure that's going to dominate our weather for the foreseeable future is massive, and it's going to amplify itself. It's going to even build up in strength and really make the heat intense. From the National Weather Service, here we go. 93 is going to feel downright comfortable compared to what we got coming our way. As you can see, very little overnight relief, too. With a high today of again 93, just a nice light wind, 66 for the overnight low. Then we go up a few more degrees on Tuesday to 96, and then triple digits Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into the early part of next week at least. That 105 temperature that you see on Thursday would be a record high temperature for that date. Weather, in a word, sunny and hot. Be prepared. And that's it for us. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.